in truth. Jesus is going out as the new Israel, as it were, whom God has said, "This is my son in whom I'm well pleased," to now work that out and prove that out in an actual testing. He's being tested to be the faithful son of God, faithful Israel, where Israel had failed. And that testing is crucially important, because if he doesn't fail that test, then he cannot be the true Israel in whom God will restore Israel for the sake of the world. So that's just another example of where, if we come to those tests in the wilderness and we just want to read them as kind of moral, will he do what he ought to do? And here's a good lesson for you. You go trust God or whatever. Then we haven't really gotten at the significance of what that time is all about.
As we wrap up, how does Jesus' faithfulness triumph over temptation in the wilderness succeed where Israel failed? And what does this reveal about his revolt and reversing Israel's exile and fulfilling its intended sonship unto the Lord?
Well, as I said, I mean, and we'll examine those three tests individually, but kind of in summary, Jesus does triumph through that time of testing, that time of temptation. In other words, where Israel had failed in the wilderness, and Israel failed, well before the wilderness, but the
Yeah.
wilderness kind
And
of,
after too. And after.
and after, but the
Yeah.
wilderness was
Right.
was kind of, the affidavit or the
Yeah.
punctuation mark saying, "See, this is the truth. You will not
Yeah.
be able to fulfill your election and your calling." And so it really lays a foundation for the fact that this is a failed covenant son. Israel is the failed covenant son. And so Jesus undertakes that same testing of his sonship, and he proves faithful where Israel was unfaithful.